Hello folks, it's James here from the Movie Mad channel, and today I'm going to do a video on all my imports. Some are from Germany, some are from Denmark, a couple are from the US, but most of the US ones are region free because I don't have a region free player. But I just want to give a shout out to Popcorn and Horror because I just watched his video on this last night, and I thought that's a really interesting video to see what movies that you have that are not UK releases. And as I was watching his video, I was adding a few to my wish list that you get. And he was in his video, he said that there's 3 reasons why he gets movies from different countries. And number 1 is they don't have the Blu-ray in the UK. Number 2 is the price at the time might have been cheaper, and so the price of the UK release was so expensive that it was made more sense to get the import release. And the third one is that some of the UK releases are cut, where you can get an unrated version overseas. So the main reason I get them is because they haven't got them over here, and Amazon Germany had quite a few deals last year where you could get 3 for $18 delivered, which was a pretty good deal. So if there were some that couldn't get releases over here, then I generally ordered them. So I'll show you what movies I have in mainly German imports, but there are some other releases, and we will see what we've got. So we'll start off with 1408 with John Cusack. Can't get this Blu-ray over here as far as I know, and this is a great film, a Stephen King adaptation. I think this is a really, really good film. I have watched it recently. I haven't opened the Blu-ray, and that's because just after I bought a Blu-ray, it did happen to play it on Netflix or Amazon. So I thought, don't need to open this right now, but it will come off these streaming sites because the rights to it will go, but it will still be in my library, and that's 1408. And it does say Collector's Edition Director's Cut, so there might be additional bits in this one that isn't in the Netflix version. What we got next? Eric the Viking with John Cleese, Tim Robbins and Mickey Rooney. And I seen this one in the sale, and I thought, I've never seen that before, I'll take it. As you can see, most of my releases like this are still sealed, and the reason for that is I like to have a library of movies to watch when I like. So just because they're sealed doesn't mean I won't unseal them and watch them. It just means that I haven't watched them yet. So Eric the Viking, again a German release. What else have we got? Oh, Rollerball. I have seen this movie, and it is open. This is the Danish release of Rollerball, and it's the remake. And I watched this, and it's a terrible, terrible film. I'm going to be honest with you. I bought this because I thought CEX would take a Danish release because it's got English as the primary language, but they wouldn't take it. So there you go. So I kept it. There we go. What's next? Memento. You can get this in, or can you? I don't know if you can get this in the UK. Christopher Nolan film, and it's got Guy Pearce in it, and I don't know anything about it because I haven't seen it. What else do we have? Oh, Christine, the German version. This is on Indicator, but it was more expensive at the time to get an Indicator than it was to get the German release, but there's an Indicator sale on, so they might replace that with the UK version, but no hurry to do that. I've got that one. Oh, Drafty. This is a German release, and I have switched the artwork on that one because it does show the age rating on it. And Kevin Costner and Drafty. This is a really, really good sports movie. It's more about tactics than the actual sport itself. So there we go. Really, really good movie, that one. Very well worth watching. Again, I don't think this has a UK release. Fix the artwork before I put it down. Next we have Last Action Hero. Not sure this is a UK release, but a great movie nonetheless. It's taken the mick out of all action films I think. And I think it's just a funny movie. Again, this says it's all region, but it's German releases in any case. I'm not going to spend too much time on each one, because if I do, we'll be here all day, because there's quite a few of them. So, but we'll take time. The 6th Day. This is when it gets replaced, isn't it? I remember. Again, a German release. I don't think this has a UK release, but if it does, if any of these have UK releases and I'm telling you they don't, then let me know. But if I did have a UK release, it probably was cheaper to get this one. This one does have a UK release, and it's on the Arrow, which is the Guyver. But I think again I paid $3 for 18 on this, and it was cheaper than the Arrow one at the time. And I've got quite a few of these classic cult collection ones, so they actually look quite nice. And I have watched that. I have watched the Guyver, but I actually turned it off. I think I was falling asleep or something like that, but it was good so far. With Mark Hamill from Star Wars. Now, this is a movie I wanted on Blu-ray for absolute ages, and you could only get it from Germany. And that is Patrick Swayze in Steel Dawn. I think this is the film where he meets his wife, Lisa Neyman. Is that her name? And I watched this on VHS. Why people in the US got VHS? It was video. So I watched it on video, and my auntie had this in her collection, and I always wanted it. And I believe there is now a Vestron UK release coming out for this, but I'm not 100% sure. But this one says it's uncut and HD remastered. So again, there might be missing bits in the other one. So very happy to get that one. That's primarily the ones that I really got. Most of those other ones, apart from Draft Day and 1408, I just got because there was 3 for 18, and I thought I'm going to get them and add them in the library at the time. So there you go. But Steel Dawn, great movie. Well, I think it's a great movie anyway. The Suckling, another one of the cult classic ones. Haven't watched it yet, but I believe again you can get on Arrow. I'm not 100% sure. And another one, Happy Hell Night. Again, I think you can get on Arrow, but I'm not 100% sure. But again, these ones all say uncut and remastered. The Dolph Lundgren Punisher, and again, it's 2-disc uncut special edition. I think in different countries you seem to get a lot bigger uncut versions than we do here, but there you go. So, do I know what the difference between the cut and the uncut version is? Nope. But if I ever want to find out, I've got this to watch. Paid a little bit for this one, and that is Judge Dredd. This is a I don't want to say it's an American release, but it's region free, and it's Judge Dredd. I watched this recently because you couldn't get it on Blu-ray in the UK, and I watched it, and it didn't hold up as well as I thought it would. Still enjoyable, but I'm glad to have it in the collection. But I was going to say not as good as I remember, but everybody slated that film when it came out at the time because he took his helmet off. But I thought it was quite good, especially like the big robot in it. So there you go. So Stallone and Judge Dredd. This one, I really like the film, but I just don't like the ending, and that's Johnny Depp in The Noon Porthrov, or as we know it, The Ninth Gate. Really good film, as he starts off as an ancient book. He's an ancient book dealer. And he's not a very scrupulous character. There's a bit where he goes to buy somebody's collection who can't speak, and he takes the rare books and just leaves the rest. And everybody again slates this film. You know what? It doesn't live up to the cartoon. He doesn't have Battle Cat. He doesn't say He-Man, I have the power. But it was a modern take on He-Man, and I thought it was actually pretty good. And again, this is a Danish release. Again, one you can get an indicator, but it was far cheaper to get this one on German release at the time. And that is the Ghost John Carpenter's The Ghost of Mars with Natasha Henstridge and Ice Cube. The $6 Million Man got it again because it was in one of the 3 for 18 days and you can't get over here. And I just started watching the $6 Million Man TV series again. And I think you're supposed to watch this first, and I didn't, so I kept that till then. Again, it doesn't say whether it's cut or not. It says 74 minutes, English and German subtitles, and it says Region B. Now, this was probably one of my first import purchase Blu-rays. Again with Steel Dawn. My auntie had this movie on her shelf, and I'm an ice hockey fan, and I watched this, must have watched this 100 times when I was a kid, and I've watched it 10 or 15 times since then. It's still good. And it says Rob Lowe in Body Check, but it's not called Body Check, it's Youngblood. Well, it says Body Check and it does say Youngblood at the bottom there. And this is the only version on Blu-ray you can get, and it's got Rob Lowe, Patrick Swayze, who plays Derek Sutton. It's also got, I think, a very first starring role for Keanu Reeves, and Keanu Reeves, I don't know if you know, was an ice hockey goalie before he was a TV star, and he happens to get the part as the goalie in Body Check. He only says about 5 lines in the whole movie. But great movie. Well, I think it is anyway. And again, you can get this on Indicator, but the China Syndrome, it's all about the nuclear power stations and what can happen when something goes wrong. And it's called the China Syndrome, with Jack Lemmon, Jane Fonda and Michael Douglas. Very good movie. Oh, one you can't get over here, which I have watched quite a few times, and that's Stalingrad. Well, you can't get on Blu-ray, I don't think, anyway. And again, I got that in one of the 3 for 18 or 3 for 15 sales. 138 minutes, you have to be in the good and have the time to watch Stalingrad, but it's a great movie. I think, anyway. Not any, shall we say, stars in it, but I just think it's a good story of what happened at Stalingrad. Next one I picked up, I remember this from my childhood, and that's Mannequin. German release with Kim Cattrall, and who's the guy in it again? I can't remember the guy's name. Andrew McCarthy. It's been a long time since I've seen that. Boss Level. I have watched that, and I thought the ending was pretty good in that. And it's on Amazon Prime, but I don't think, again, there's a UK release. Again, one of the 3 for 18s I picked up, and I thought I'd get it because it had Tobey Maguire in it, and it's Ride with the Devil. Again, haven't watched it yet, but it's there for when I want to watch it. So it's a Western, 137 minutes long. There we go. Lawnmower Man with Pierce Brosnan, one of his early films. Again, you can't get that over here, so happy that it's Lawnmower as a Stephen King one. I didn't know that. Just excuse me a sec. I am back, and I was just shutting the door there, and I just picked up this one that I wanted to get and wanted to see for a long time. It's a disaster movie, and I still haven't watched it, and I wanted to get it because look at the cast. Richard Harris, Omar Sharif, Anthony Hopkins, Shirley Knight, and David Hemming. I don't know who that is. Or do I? And that is Juggernaut. Do you like a disaster movie? This one here is a Danish release of the Mel Gibson... Is it Mel Gibson that directed The Passion of the Christ? I think it is. Again, I don't think you can get that in the UK. I have seen bits of this film. My dad went to see it in the cinema and he said it was absolutely brutal, but I've never actually seen the whole film all the way through, I don't think. So again, another one to add to the collection. Sahara on Blu-ray. You can get this in the UK, but I found it was cheaper to get the German import. But I've got another video which sort of makes this one obsolete, but I'll do that later. But again, Matthew McConaughey. Is this the one where they're in the tank going through the desert? Or is that a different one? Can't remember. Titanic and Titanic 2. I don't know how they can make a remake on there, and that's a special collector's edition. 100 years since the. I think I can read. I think I can read German. Look, Ellen. Catastrophe must mean disaster, surely.
Catastrophe.
Yes, but it's catastrophe with an E.
What we just.
So it must be disaster. 100 years since the disaster. So look, this is helping my education as well. Again, not sure if you can get that in a UK release, but Greenland. Okay disaster movie with Gerard Butler and meteors, and it was pretty good. I think it was decent. It's worth a rewatch. So I'm just looking at that myself. Oh, next one. Could only get this on a Australian release, this one. I think you can get an American release as well, but a Region B release of The Fly 2 with Eric Stoltz. And I really enjoyed this film when I was a kid, but the bit I really, really didn't like, and it terrified me as a kid, spoiler alert if you've not seen it, is where he puts the dog through the teleporter and it turns inside out and it's still alive, and he keeps it it still keeps it as a pet. Well, it doesn't keep it as a pet. They've been keeping it as a pet. Great movie that. A Perfect World. I picked this up because couldn't get a single release of this in the UK, I don't think. But since then I picked up the Clint Eastwood box set and that's in it. So I probably don't need this one anymore. Stephen King's The Dead Zone. I have watched this with Christopher Walken, Mark and Sheen and Tom Skerritt, and it's really, really good. You know what? I watched this. What I done is I was painting my son's room one year, and you know what? I can paint and watch a movie at the same time. So I put that on, and that's why maybe I can't remember everything. Maybe I can't paint and watch a movie at the same time. But this came up for sale for like £4.38 on eBay, so I thought that's a great deal. I'll take that one because I watched it on DVD. Next one is a 3-pack. I think it was £8, and you got Junior, Twins, and Kindergarten Cop. And some of these weren't available in the UK then, and even if they were much more expensive than the £8 I paid for them. Twins is a great movie. Kindergarten Cop was okay, and Junior I didn't really like, but for £8 for all three, pretty good deal. Danish release, I think, got that from Rare Waves. So that's about half of them. So we've still got another half to go. So I better move my keyboard over so I can get on with the pile. Okay. They're Commodore, and this is Rock Hudson in a plane movie, and it's got a different title over here, obviously, because we don't speak German. And I wrote it down because I never remember this one, and it's called A Gathering of Eagles. Again, picked that up in 3 for $18 or 3 for $15 on Amazon Germany. This one here, again, this one here, I always forget what this one's called, but I wrote it down. And it is Demon Knight. Again, I think I picked that up for pretty cheap. And the last one that I couldn't remember, but I do remember the name is now, and I picked this up because a friend recommended it to me. Larry, I think, did. Still haven't watched it yet, but it is The Bedford Incident. And again, a nice war movie. I think it's about submarines and things like that, but I'm not 100% sure. Next one we have is, I picked this up and it was £1.38 on Amazon, and I was like, £1.38 delivered, and I'm like, 2 movies for £1.38? And it says The Chronicles of Phantasm and The Snow Queen 3D edition. And again, I think I paid £1.38 for that, so that's why I got them. Again, don't know what they are doing over here, but it was just that I thought £1.38, you can't really go wrong. And this one has got, again, it's got 3 Draculas in it. I think it was £2, and it's got Dracula, Dracula Reborn, and Dracula 2. So, pretty good. This one was sent to me by Larry. Thanks, Larry. And that is It Could Happen to You. Really, really enjoy this film. Feel good film about a New York cop and a waitress who win the lottery. Well, he wins the lottery and gives her half because he gives her as a tip. And things go wrong. And money isn't everything. But it does help that they get some in the movie. Bridget Fonda and Nicolas Cage. The Lost Future, I think Larry sent me this as well, if I remember rightly, and it's got Sean Bean in it. I do want to watch this. So it looks like it's a post-apocalyptic movie, which is something that I really, really like, post-apocalyptic movies. Again, there's only so much time in the world and so many movies to watch, you know. This one, Gary Oldman in the Ship. I think I got this at a charity shop, remember rightly, and I think it was 50p. I thought, why not? And it's Gary Oldman in the Ship. Don't know anything about it because I haven't watched it yet. Larry sent me this one as well, and it's Robot Jocks, and this is supposed to be really, really good. And again, haven't got around to watching it yet. But it's big alien robots, I think. Oh, well, I don't know if they're alien robots, I just know they're big robots. People go inside them? I think they might. Bit like Pacific Rim, perhaps? Now you can get this on 88 Films now, and it's Jet Li the One. Again, I picked this one up, the Australian release. Before that, I think I paid £4 for it. And, you know, the 88 Films one was £10, so I'm a budget movie collector, if I can. I haven't watched this though. I think it's a good movie. I've heard it's a good movie, is what I should say. Again, I picked this one up in the charity shop. And I did pay the £3 it says on it for it, but it looks like it's a Danish release. And it's Peter Sellers in Casino Royale. Is this the first James Bond movie? Again, I'm not sure you can get it over here. So I picked that up in the charity shop. Senna. Again, I haven't watched this one. This one says it's a Region 1. I haven't watched, I haven't even tried to see if this plays on my player. Again, I think I picked it up in the charity shop for 10p or so. Or in 4 for £1, something like that. Now, this is probably the most expensive Blu-ray I ever bought. And it just got a 4K release. Well, in America it did anyway. But I've got the Region B of Escape from Absalom, which is Ray Liotta in No Escape. And this was really, really hard to get. And it came up on Amazon one time for £29. It was my birthday last year. And I thought, I'm going to take it. And I did. I bought it. That's probably the most expensive Blu-ray I've ever bought. Is indeed. Don't regret it. I bought it for my birthday. Picked up Santa Claus 3. Because again, that's quite a hard one to get. I've noticed Christmas movies are quite hard to get on Blu-ray. But this is the only one of the Santa Claus movies I managed to get. Jerry Maguire. I know you can get this in the UK, but the Australian one on Rarewares was like £2, so why not? Show me the money! It's a good movie, I do enjoy that one. And I was saying the other, I was speaking to AJ's Movies, I think on messages or on his YouTube page, and I was saying that the first DVD I ever watched was on my PC. It was 18, and my PC, which cost like 1900 quid at the time, came with a DVD player. No DVD player in my house, no like player or anything like that. It was all videos. And I went to the shop, the video shop, and they had some DVDs for renting, and I rented this one. And in fact, I've got it over here. I'll show you. I rented Soldier. Not this exact one, but this exact clipper case. Seen this in the charity shop for 10p one day, and I took it because I thought that reminds me of how and you had to be so careful because you were returning it to the video shop. I think it cost £6 to rent it or something like that. And I was like, okay, take it and watched it on my PC. And I've always enjoyed this film. Thought it was really good. So, on that note, managed to pick up the Blu-ray Danish release. I think I paid £7 for that, which is a great deal. I thought that's probably less than it costs to rent it. No, maybe not quite, but close enough. But great movie. Next one I've got. I always watched this movie when I was a kid, and I watched it when I was a teenager, and I also watched it on TV every time it was on ITV3, ITV2, ITV4, and it isn't in my Clint Eastwood box set, and I don't think you can get the Blu-ray of it over here, and that's Firefox. Basically, Clint Eastwood plays a pilot and has to steal an experimental Russian jet. And the graphics of that don't hold up these days, but still a good movie. Next one I think was sent to me by Larry again, and that is Little Monsters. Again, it's supposed to be a good film, this one, but I just haven't got around to watching it yet. So many movies, so little time. Great movie. Don't think it's available in the UK, or if it is, it's expensive. So I got the Danish release of A Hard Rain. So Morgan Freeman, Christian Slater, try to foil some bank robbers. Sort of like that anyway. Next one. Again, not sure if you can get over here, and that's Alone in the Dark. It's with Christian Slater and Tara Reid, yeah. TNT. Got this because Doug Williams in it, I believe. That was one of these. Oh, it's Eric Roberts, sorry, it's in this one. TNT. And it was on one of these. These I thought, I like the bit at the top. Matches the rest of the ones I got. So I picked that one up, and it goes into the Cult Classic Collection. I think I paid £6 for that. I don't know anything about the movie. Eraser. I seen this in the cinema. And was it one of Ernie's best? No, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. Again, I don't think there's a UK release of that one. Somebody pointed this out, it was on Amazon or Rare Waves or something like that, and it was quite hard to get. Haven't seen it yet, but it's Highlander free. This is a Region A, it says, but it does play in the UK. And again, Larry sent me this, and I traded in my British one because I had a rubbish cover on it. So this is Hollow Man with Elizabeth Shue and Kevin Bacon. Another Ray Liotta one coming up with Ray Liotta, Russell Crowe and Madeline Stone. Can you guess what movie it is? Unlawful Entry. So guy befriends him and then becomes a creep and then gets him, a bit like Pacific Heights. I really want to get Pacific Heights on Blu-ray if you can. Now, I picked this one up in the charity shop and I didn't realise it was a Region A, so I haven't put it in to see if it'll play yet, so don't quote me on this one being Region 3 yet, and it's Turbo Kid. So it says Region A only, so I'll give this one a go and check, but I don't have a Region 3 player, so hopefully it's going to play. But my mama said. What have we got coming up? Who's that? Adam Sandler in The Waterboy. But my mama said this. Oh, I think that's a great movie. I think it's funny. I know Roy's no Adam Sandler's greatest fan, but I think he's funny. I think this is funny. This is a Happy Gilmore. Click's alright as well. That's a really, really good movie. I enjoy watching that one. And again, that's a Danish release I got over airwaves because I think it's quite hard to get over here, or if not, you can't get it. Men at Work, again another one difficult to get over here with Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez. Haven't seen it, but I've heard it isn't the greatest movie. But again, I got it in one of the 3 for 18 deals. And I'm a sucker for 3 for $18 on Amazon Germany. Or it could have been Rare Waves and I got it for cheap, but I'm not 100% sure. Picked this one up in the charity shop, and it's Farscape, the Peacekeeper Wars, with Claudia Black and Ben Broder. They took over Stargate in season 8, didn't they? And I haven't seen much of Farscape, but I thought, you know, if this is a movie about it, why not take it on Blu ray? So, we'll take it. The next one is a very recent acquisition, and it was sent to me by Larry. Now, this is an import, but it is a bootleg, and that is True Lies. I have watched the picture quality on it, and it's pretty decent. I think you can tell it's not 100% Blu ray, but at the moment you're not going to get anything better than this. They took it off a HD VHS tape, I believe. Yeah, so you're not going to get any better than that for now. Good movie as well. This one was in the charity shop and it was £2 and it was a Danish release. Never heard of it, so I thought, you know, for £2, let's take it. Night Train to Lisbon. Next one, another Pierce Brosnan one, which isn't on Blu ray over here, I don't think. And that is The November Man. I remember this movie, but I haven't watched it for a long time. And I thought, probably because you can't get it on Blu ray. Don't think I've got this on DVD either. But again, a German release. Next one, I've been wanting these film ones on Blu ray for ages, and they were so expensive. They were like £20 and £25 to look for them. One day, I went on the Amazon and they had them for £7 each, and so I took them. And that is the two movies. The first one is I'll tell you which one's which. First one is King Solomon's Mines with John Rhys Davis, Sharon Stone and Lip Pacino. And the second one, this is the first one, and the second one is Alan Quartermain in the Lost City, I think it's called, or City of Gold or something like that. I haven't seen the second one, but always remember watching King Solomon's Mines and I'm being in the cooking pot and I'm swallowing the diamonds. So again, happy to add these for £6 or £7 to the collection. It was really good. Very happy with the ones. Next one, you couldn't get this on Blu ray over here in the UK, but I think a 4K has been released of it, and that's the remake of Dawn of the Dead. I've got the DVD and I always enjoyed this film. Really enjoyed the remake. In fact, I enjoyed the remake more than the original, I think. Controversial, but again, this is his director's cut as well, so it's good. And the last one, you can get in the UK, but it was pricey at the time, and that's Dante's Peak. Again, I've turned it around so you can't see the anyways. So that is my imports. What do you think? Any thoughts on any of them? Have a look, go through them. I've done this with the Popcorn and Horrors one, and I put down lots that I wanted to get into my collection. But for now, that's what I have. So hope you've enjoyed this video of my import releases. And if you have, we'd appreciate you giving the video a like, because it does get the stats up on the old YouTube channel. And I do like to talk about movies, so the more people that speak to me about them, the better, I think, anyway. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And if you want to, you could also subscribe. My subscriptions have like stagnated, but maybe I've reached my target audience, and everyone who watches me seems to rewatch me, so I must be doing something right. So thanks very much, guys. Catch you later.